Hey y'all, some women underestimate the importance of first impression when it comes to a first date. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story time before I go to bed, right? So, years ago, right, long time ago, I met this one chick through a mutual friend. Now, she lived in Canarsie. To those who don't know, that's in Brooklyn. If you're not from New York, right? And I was like, yo, you know what? Since she live on that side of town, we're gonna go to Footprints. Footprints is a Jamaican restaurant that is known for Rasta pasta. You know what I'm saying? They're a staple for Rasta pasta to those who are not familiar. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take it there, right? So boom, I go and I picked up. We go to Footprints. You know what I'm saying? We in there. We have a good old time. She gets some Rasta pasta. I got me some Rasta pasta. But Shorty dogged, like when I tell you she dogged her food, that bitch ate like she ain't never ate before. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to be judgmental, but Shorty ate her food kind of fast. I'm talking about fast to the point where she had hiccups and shit. And I'm like, Shorty, you was good? You was hungry? And she was just like, I'm sorry, I ain't eat all day. I was waiting on you and I was fucking hungry. I ain't eat all day. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, just wash that shit down with something because you seem you a little dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? So she had a little cocktail, drinking, whatever. We stayed there for maybe about 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And then I get a call from one of my mans, and he needed me to come drop something. He needed me to drop something off to him. So I was like, yo, let's slide out of here real quick. We're going to, go to the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drop this off. Then we're going to come back this way. We're going to go see a movie at the Linden Theater or whatever. She was like, all right, I'm cool with that. Boom. So boom. We slide. I go pick up, I go drop off whatever I dropped off to my mans. And then we riding back. But I remember distinctly, as we riding back, I'm on Fulton Street. I'm driving up Fulton Street. And she says to me, jokingly, but seriously, she says to me, ooh, I got a shit. So I looked at her and I just laughed. I said, yeah, that rice pasta done got to your ass, huh? She was like, it did. But I thought she was playing, y'all. I thought she was joking around. I was wrong. You feel me? So I'm driving up Fulton Street. I'm taking this way for a reason because I had wanted to make a stop. All of a sudden, I smelled like rotten eggs, y'all. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I just got this Lexus. You feel me? And I smell rotten eggs. I mean, I just got the shit detailed. You feel me? So I'm looking at her, and she's like, you can tell she trying to avoid eye contact with me, but she looking at me from the corner of her eyes or whatever. Nice. I'm like, yo, bitch, you just farted? I said it just like that. I couldn't help it. I said it just like that. I said, bitch, you just farted? She was like, yes. I said, no, you gotta get the fuck out. So just like that, I said, you gotta get the fuck out. You gotta take the train home. Nah. I said, you bugging the fuck out. You like, do you understand what this shit smell like right now? Like, this really came out of you? She was like, I told you I had that shit. I said, I didn't understand the severity of this. If you really had the shit, then you should have said, yo, can we go to the bathroom? Like, can we stop at your crib and go to the bath? I would have let you handle your business. But you letting off bombs in my fucking car and the windows is up? I got to breathe that shit in? She was like, wow, you really gonna make me get out the car? I said, I sure the fuck am. Get out. You got to go. I'll never forget, I dropped her off at the Ralph Avenue train station. I said, you gotta go. I said, I ain't got nothing to say to you. You gotta go. I'm done. That was the worst thing that you could have did. That was super disrespectful. You gotta go. Drove the fuck off. Never spoke to her again.